Folks, welcome back. And just like that, we've got another update video for you. We put one out yesterday, and like literally an hour after we put it out, we got some news from BSG that we want to go over. But more importantly, there is a pretty good sized patch that just hit. Servers just went down. It's 1 a.m. my time, Mountain Time, so 3 a.m. Eastern. Servers are down, and they'll be down for 5 or so hours. And we got some patch notes. So let's dive into this stuff and get you guys up to speed. Okay, so first thing, we got the first edition of the Community Digest from BSG. It's something totally new, something we've never seen before. So let's kind of dive in and look at what it is. It's going to be familiar for most of you guys because of the new, you watch my news videos. We cover a lot of it, but there's a couple of new things in here, so I want to talk about it. So here we have it. So BSG says, welcome to the Community Digest. Each month we'll be sharing Escape from Tarkov and EFT Arena development news, as well as highlights from the past month. This is going to be a good way for BSG to kind of fill in the void that gets filled by other people. Honestly, by me a little bit, but some folks that have no idea what they're talking about kind of fill in the voids with made up bullshit. This will be great because it'll be a good place to reference to and point to when people have questions. Also, it's going to be a place for BSG to pat themselves on the back, if you will. Things like this, over 15 updates since the wipe. They launched in Latin America, multiple in-game surveys. That's BSG saying, hey guys, look at us, we've done stuff. And that's fine. I'm kind of poking fun at it. It's totally acceptable. It's the kind of stuff they need to do on top of everything else, just so people stay aware of what's going on. Diving down into the Tarkov community stuff. This is the website we talked about in my video yesterday. A unified platform for all players to discuss issues and vote for suggestions for Escape from Tarkov and EFT Arena. So planned. They've got reduction of AI visibility radius, English voiceover for the arena announcer, which is great. I know I've made a couple of jabs at that, making fun of that, not being able to hear it. Increased grenade throw time for AI. So this was one of the things we talked about yesterday, where AI can insta-throw, like we used to be able to a couple of years ago. So now there's going to be a whole prime for them to pull the grenade out and throw it, which is great, especially against some of the bosses and stuff. Rework for the test drive task line. We'll have to see what that is. Kind of good. Excited for that. We don't know when, though. This is planned. This isn't stuff that's like right away. We'll get to that in a sec. Ability to gradually turn in required items for hideout zones. Big win. Notification when a player starts a raid with a task item on their character. Another big W, I think. Some people are like, you just want to make Tarkov easy. It's not supposed to be easy. Look, if there is something in the game that just sucks, that doesn't mean it's hard. It means it sucks. So quality of life shit that makes the game more enjoyable, not necessarily easier, but takes the suck out a little bit, I'm all fine with that. That's not making the game easier. It's just, you're not dragging your balls against molten glass. It's just broken glass now. So everybody needs to chill on that a little bit. The coming in the nearest updates. Such weird, it's translation from Russian to English. That's just some weird adjectives. So the nearest update, more crafting recipes in the intelligence center, removing the found and raid status for ammo, special container for keys, ability to fill empty water bottles at the water collector in the hideout. Talked about those yesterday, so nothing super new there. In fact, there's some stuff in the patch notes, which we'll get to after this. Work done so far. So this is everything they've kind of done. Good little catch up on if you've missed stuff. Increased the amount of loot on locations, added the ability to put paracord in special slots, improved AI PMC weapon durability in PvE mode, increased the amount of cash in safes and cash registers. Big one. Rebalanced the partisan behavior in PvE mode, added the ability to change profile in email. I read that totally wrong. Reworked the AI behavior, rebalanced the AI in general, fixed various issues that were highlighted in the Tarkov community. Okay, so for Escape from Tarkov Arena, technical patch 0.2.9 is coming up next week, featuring optimization tweaks and DLSS 4 support. Good stuff there. April will bring patch 3, a content update with a long-awaited battle pass. Could be, I mean, this, I hate to be over the top, but this could be game-changing for Arena. We'll have to wait and see. There's still other stuff peripherally, but a battle pass could help spark some more interest, especially if they get it on Epic Games Store, which sometime later, Tarkov Arena will be released on Epic Games Store. So there you go. Escape from Tarkov. We continue our work on technical updates and fixing the ongoing issues. You can expect additional optimization and quality of life improvements in the nearest updates. Also, we will soon release an update roadmap for upcoming patches. We'll be looking forward to that. I want to do that. And then down here, they got latest media, just some of the stuff. They do some ASMR stuff on their website, along with the skills and mastering's field guide stuff, their own kind of guides that they put together. So that is the Community Digest. I'll throw links down in the description for you guys so that you can look at this stuff again if you want yourself. Zoom in if it's not easy to see on the screen. Let's get over to the patch notes. Okay, so the installation of patch 16.5 has begun. The installation will take approximately 5 hours, but may be extended if required. So with the servers going down at 3 a.m., that means 8 a.m. Eastern is roughly when the servers are going to come back up. That is 12 noon in London and 11 p.m. for our time traveling friends down under in Sydney, Australia. So that's when the servers are going to come back up. If you're Australian, you're going to be a day before you can play, it looks like, unless you're a night owl. But let's get into the patch notes. Patch 16.5 changes audio, rebalance the wind and rain volume, reduce the volume of first and third person looting sounds, increase the volume radius of player movement. This will be interesting to see what they do here. There was a long stretch, and I was one of the people that was against it, where we could hear 75, 80 meters. I don't remember what the testing was. Gigabeef and I did a bunch of it. I don't remember. You could hear forever. Huge 80-meter radius you could hear with the Comtac 4s or Comtac 6s. I can't remember which. And that was too much, we thought. Well, now it feels like you can't hear 10 feet. I'm being exaggerative. It's obviously not that close, but it kind of has this thing where BSG kind of does a pendulum swing from one extreme to the other. So hopefully this is kind of dialing it in somewhere in the middle. We'll just have to see what it is, how it plays out, especially with some of these other sound changes, if it's a good thing or not. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously something we have to test now. Next up is, actually I'm going to blow this up for you guys a little bit so it's easier for you to see, especially if you're on like a phone. I think that'll work right there. I just have to remember to move it because my big head's in the way. Increase the volume of, oh, we did that one. Reduce the reverb effect on locations. I like the reverb effect. It is too much though. So hopefully this is kind of one of them deals where they get it kind of dialed down. Equalize the volume of sounds with and without active headsets, and equalize the volume of all active headsets. Okay, so does this mean that without ears on, you're going to hear the same as with ears on? And does this mean that all headsets are now the same? Or just closer to the same? Or the volume's the same, but maybe the tones are different? I don't know. Going to be a lot of testing on this. I bet Gigabeef beats me to it because I'm going to have other stuff I'm looking at. But if I don't get it, Gigabeef will for sure. Don't worry. Somebody's going to have testing done on this to let you guys know what's going on, because this is pretty big. Audio changes impact the game a lot. So knowing what's going on is important. Graphics, improve the system of flashlight glare. Now multiple flashlights on a weapon will not produce blinding glare at close ranges for the observer. Cool. We'll see. Hopefully they fix the bugged one. There's one of them that's bugged right now, and hopefully that gets fixed in this. Okay, so for balancing, we added a new case for storing keys in the stash, available for purchase at Therapist Loyalty Level 1 and 2. So my guess is Loyalty Level 1 is going to be a barter, and 2 will be you'll be able to just straight buy it. Maybe it's locked behind a task. We'll have to wait and see. This is good because this shouldn't be like a level 4 trader thing. This is meant more for lower levels, in my opinion, and that's kind of what looks like what BSG thinks. So eager to see this. I think it's gonna be a great tool for players to use, regardless of your level. Added new crafting recipes at the Intelligence Center Zone and the Hideout. I can't wait to see what these are. One of my biggest gripes about the Intelligence Center was, in the effort to make Lightkeeper matter, they basically made the Intelligence Center worthless. Because even if you get to level 3, you can't craft anything until you do your Lightkeeper tasks. So hopefully this balances that out a little bit, makes it good. We will hold our judgment till we can see it in the morning. So we will do another video tomorrow once we get our hands on the patch and see what's going on. Remove the found and raid status for all ammunition. Listen, he's jumping for joy for this one. I know a lot, and Jesse is too. Jesse's probably freaking rolling over in bed right now because he manifested this. This just helps with weapon stacking. Hopefully BSG remembered to remove the ammo thing from like dailies and weeklies where you could turn in ammo, because if they didn't, yikes. But quality of life feature a lot of people wanted. Me, I didn't really care. It didn't bother me. But I also don't care that they're taking it away. So is what it is. AI regular scavs will now say a voice line before attacking an enemy at close range if they are within the player's limited line of sight. Okay, so regular scavs, so this means not raiders, not bosses, will now say a voice line before attacking an enemy at close range. So if they're close to you and they surprise you, they will yell before they fight. But they have to be within the player's limited line of sight. So does this mean if they sneak up behind you, they're not going to yell? I guess that's okay. I would prefer they always yell, but it is what it is. So we'll have to wait to see how this plays out. Now for fixes, and there's quite a few here, so we'll get through these as quick as I can. Fix the issue with the pain sound not playing when interacting with the environment objects that deal damage, barbed wire, fire toxins, etc. Fix the issue with vegetation sounds not being played by other players. I didn't notice this, but I wasn't paying super close attention. So I guess there's an issue where, like, if you were hitting bushes and shit, other players didn't hear it. It's kind of a big problem. Good, it's fixed. Fix several sound occlusion zones on locations. This is one of those little lines that seems innocuous, but is huge. There are lots of weird occlusion things on different maps, different spots. Some of them are areas like the size of a football field. Some of them are just like a little threshold between doors. Either way, we'll have to see. This is an ongoing thing. They kind of have to manually go and fix all of these as they find them. So hopefully this is just more steps in the right direction of audio getting good. Fix the game client freezing after the end of a raid with a MIP streaming setting enabled. I didn't have MIP streaming, so I didn't experience this. If you're using it, awesome. I hope this makes your gaming experience better. Fix the animation freezing after reloading the IWI Uzi and PPSH 41 in certain cases. I'm not going to get into the minutia of this. It was like a 37-step process that if you did it just in the right order, when the sun was at 11 o'clock and it was Jaeger's birthday, it would jam on you. Now, I'm being sarcastic there. It's not that complex, but there were some pretty rare instances you could get the Uzi and the PPSH to jam. They fixed those. If you didn't even know about it, you're like most players, because you don't really use those guns, but also you had to do something very specific to make it happen. Fix the skill leveling exhaustion not resetting in PvE mode in offline raids. I don't know what that's about. Some kind of bug fix for PvE. Why are you doing offline raid modes in PvE? I guess you still could practice there. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense to me, but sure, they fixed it. I'm guessing this might have been it sounds like it might have kind of been an exploit people were taking advantage of, maybe, but whatever. Fix the incorrect behavior of item stacks when dragging them to a container that has an incomplete stack of the same item. So this is just a quality of life gig where, like, if you go to trag ammo, it had to do with found and raid stuff too, but when you were in certain screens and you tried to drag, like, let's say from, I think your scav screen, if you had money and you try to drag into a wallet or a money case and it had to stack because there wasn't room, it wouldn't let you. So hopefully that's fixed. I like that. Fix the Air 257 when trying to unpack a loot container in certain cases. Fix multiple tabs appearing when searching containers in certain cases. Fix multiple tabs appearing when searching containers in certain cases. Don't know what that means. Don't know how to describe it to you, but it's fixed. Whatever it is. Fix the display of saved equipment presets in PvE mode. Fix the incorrect water filter consumption at the water filter zone. You know, honestly, I knew about this. I've known about this for a while, but I didn't say anything about it because I think ignorance was bliss for most people, because there wasn't anything you could really do about it, and it still worked. But the water filter was burning up faster than it should. Is that the right way to describe it? Yeah, it's the simplest way to put it. It's a little more complicated than that. It has to do with the duration and stuff, but that's fixed. Good. Most people didn't even know it was busted, but you're going to see more of a return on your filters now, finally. Fixed an issue where a hideout zone construction would not complete after a raid if the player had waited for the construction to complete while in the hideout. This happens, and a restart of your client fixed it, but it's just nice to not have to deal with that, so that's fixed. Fix the incorrect weight of 9x21 ammo. I didn't notice this because I don't use this. No, I hate the SR2, but they I don't know if it weighed too much or weighed too little. If you know, let me know down in the comments. Weighing too much sounds kind of funny. Weighing too little, also kind of funny, but they fixed it. If you were abusing it or worried about it, whichever way it went, it has been corrected. Fixed the missing damage from explosions when using the AGS grenade launcher in PvE mode. Here's my question with this. It's not just PvE mode. There's problems with grenades and AGS in general on PvP. So the fact this is only fixed on PvE mode makes me wonder what's going on with PvP. It might be worth looking into a little bit more just for BSG's sake, but I've seen some weird stuff with grenades, as well as the AGS since Christmas. So I don't know. I don't have any good answer for that. Next up is fix the display of prestige icons when viewing a player's profile on the post-raid screen, character screen, and lobby screen. I didn't ever notice anything wrong with it. I mean, maybe they weren't showing up when they were supposed to or something. I don't know. Fixed. Fix the cause for long loading and resets of raid progress in PvE mode in certain cases. I had seen some people bitching about this still, so it's good to see this is fixed. If this has been plaguing you in PvE, PvE is finally getting some more love. We're seeing more and more patch notes geared specifically at PvE, which is a good thing. PvE should be at least on par with PvP with how it functions, which there's a long way to go there still, because ref and all of the barters and all of that stuff and whatever BSG is doing there is still up in the air. But yeah, PvE fix is good. Fix the container block activation when trying to use the corresponding item block hotkeys when naming containers. Huh? I think there was something wrong with trying to use the labeling system, maybe. I don't know. Fixed. Fixed an issue where ballistic plates needed for stashing tasks would get used straight from the equipment, armor, vest, or plate carrier. So I can't remember which task this is. There is a task where you do have to stash a plate. I can't remember which one it is, but I do remember wondering about this, if it was going to pull it out of your armor or not. And it looks like it was. So they fixed that to where it's not pulling the plate out of the armor you're wearing. I can just see it. You have a good plate on, and you've got some like 5 out of 10 plate or 5 out of 50 plate in your container, in your rig. So, and then it uses the good one and not that one. Anyways, multiple fixes for culling and geometry bugs on locations. Reserve is in kind of bad shape. Hopefully this addresses a lot of that. There's a lot of weird shit going on in reserve, so hopefully that gets addressed. But it's happening on all maps. It's not just reserve. Reserve just feels like it's the worst to me. Maybe I'm wrong. Multiple fixes for AI behavior mechanics. The last note, just a little, what is this, 6 words? 5 words in a acronym, abbreviation, whatever. This could potentially be massive. This could be the biggest thing in the whole patch. We'll just have to wait and see what the behavior mechanics change, what it is, feel it out. I wish we would get a little bit more specific. Maybe I can ask BSG for some more specifics on what they did. Try to let you guys know what that is. But that is the patch notes. If you noticed, there is no event. And like I whined on Twitter or X, surprise event, maybe, hopefully, probably not. I'm going to go cry myself to sleep after this video because the copium isn't enough. Hard to say, guys. Hard to say. There have been many instances in the past where we get an event and it's not on the patch notes. But that being said, it's been a while since that's happened, I think. And so I wouldn't hold your breath. Let's see. Let me see what I put in here. This is what I put on Twitter. Lots of really good fixes in here. Nothing flashy, no event listed, but they are adding the key case. I know it sucks not getting content, but Tarkov really needs to focus on bugs and fixes right now. And maybe, just maybe, there's an event hidden there, though. Don't hold your breath. We'll see. It's weird to me that BSG did that boss event on Sunday and into Monday and then just shut it off and didn't say anything, and it was pretty unceremonious. Like, why not just let it run out? And maybe just because they didn't want to, and maybe because they've got something planned. Maybe we get it in the morning. Maybe we get it come the weekend. I don't know. I'm just being hopeful. I want an event. I want an event so bad. I want something else to do. I'm already tired of prestiging. So hopefully something shows up and adds a little bit of life back into the game for everybody to have some fun with. But that's all I have. We'll wrap her up there. I'll quit yabbering. Appreciate you guys for watching. As always, thank you for supporting me. Speaking of that, like and subscribe. Lets YouTube know you want to see my stuff. Helps me out as a creator. And shout out for my music. Link is down in the description. Free to listen to. Helps me out, though. Same way you watch YouTube, I get paid through ads. We get ads through the stuff with Spotify, and it's good music. It's good lo-fi, easy to listen to in the background. If you're a content creator, it's free to use. All we ask is you attribute us, and you don't have to worry about DMCA takedowns or copyright strikes. We don't do any of that stuff. The music was made for the community, so check it out, use it. Let me know what songs you like. That's it, though. Appreciate you guys. Good luck tomorrow. Hopefully the patch is good and not more stuff is broken and it's better. I'm hopeful. I think it will be. But good luck in your raids nonetheless, and we'll see you in Tarkov.